Don't know.
The first thing which is represented the pyramid, that the sun, when the sun rises in the sky, it is spread all the rays all over Egypt. So it is represented spreading sun rays. When the sun rises, it spread all the rays all over Egypt. That's meaning that the sun is giving life to the Egyptian people. The second thing, it's used as a staircase. This is staircase that the king will use it to ascend the heaven, to rule the country once more through the heaven. Okay. This is the second thing. The third thing, and the major reason, that it's represented from inside like a burial chamber, to be to contain the mummy of the king inside it. It's like a burial chamber or the cemetery for the king, and also for its offering and for equipment. So this is the reason to build like this pyramid. Here the area we have about 3 main pyramids and 6 subsidiary pyramids. The pyramids here is represented as something significant for the king and the queen. Only the king have something special to them. No other people can have the same features for the king. The first thing, which is a pyramid. The second thing, that which is the cartouche. You know the cartouche? Mm-hmm. The cartouche like this shape. This is the shape of the cartouche. The king only can use this cartouche. He can write his name inside it by the hieroglyphic inscription. So any king supposed to contain like this cartouche, or to have this cartouche, nobody else from the popular people can make it.
So regular people do not have?
No, only the king of Egypt or the queen of Egypt. She can put her name inside the cartouche by hieroglyphic inscription. And every letter here have its own meaning. When N, this is the N, which is the water, the wave of the water. A, like a vulture. G, like a jar with a small cup in the jar. W, like a small chicken. And A, vulture. N is the water. Every letter have its own symbol in hieroglyphic inscription. We reached the key of the hieroglyphic inscription through the Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone here has to decipher the Egyptian writing.
No.
So this is the pyramid is number 1. So the pyramid was number 1, and the cartouche number 2 for something significant only for the king of Egypt. Also here, when he planning to come here to build his pyramid, it was during the Old Kingdom, the 4th dynasty. This 4th dynasty ruled Egypt in 1565 BC, so it's more than 3,000 years to now until nowadays. So they came here. He chose this point to be far away from it's like a desert. They use it. It was a harbor here to transfer in the stone, because we got it from Luxor, Aswan, Eastern Desert, and also Mukattam Hills here in Cairo. They got it by using the ships, because you know every block of a stone it's weighed from 1.5 tons till 15 tons for only one block. So and here is the pyramid. Every pyramid contains from about 2,300,000 blocks of stone, and every block of stone is reached from 1.5 tons till 15 tons. So it's amazing to get this amount of blocks. They got it from different places of Egypt, all over Egypt. Thus, it was a harbor here, but unfortunately when they built the high dam in Aswan, the water stopped to be pushed until reaching to the here to this point, retreated back. We have only 2 lakes remains for this area here to irrigate this area here. Only 2 branches of the river Nile. So here about 100,000 workmen participate in building this pyramid. 100,000. And at the same time also, every pyramid here took 20 years to be built. For only one pyramid. 20 years. So you imagine, it was like a community here, or a life. Because it's not like that only here. It was a palace for the king, for the statement of the king. It's like a statement of the president, the same. And at the same time here, it must be a workman community. The third thing, that it must be an aggregated area to serve the people who build in, who participate in building this pyramid, like green area, like cooking, and so it's about a life, a servant, workman. So it was totally life here, only until the finish the pyramid and return back to the east side. So here we are in front of the first pyramid, which is 137 meter high. It's not the highest building in Egypt, because the highest building in Egypt it's in Cairo, which is, we called it Cairo Tower. Cairo Tower taking the shape of a lotus flower, very close to the museum.
We passed it last night.
It's about 185 meter high. This one is 137 meters, the highest one of all the 9 pyramids here. This belongs to King Khufu, the grandfather of all of the family. He was the great one, King Khufu. Khufu is meaning he shine as sun god Ra, Khufu. And his son is the same Khafra, meaning Kawra. So the one is biggest and smaller than the smallest.
Oh.
This is according to its rank to the in the family.
Grandfather's most important.
Yeah, most important, bigger, and after the smaller, he's the father, and the son is very smallest.
No, the wives and children are buried with him
No, in the other small pyramids. We will see
at
it.
the same time, even if they're alive.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They know everything, but later in the heaven. That's why also they make a mummification. Nobody reaches to the key of mummification nowadays. It's like something that they want to preserve the body to be realigned again in the afterlife. Until now, we have about more than 9 or 10 mummies in the Egyptian museum there who still survive. But you have to know about how they make it. They bring the mummy after death, making a small hole in the left part of the nose by so thin nail, and bring out what inside the nose from brain from this hole. Also in the left side, the east side and the left side, east and west, right and left is the same. So the left side, because it is the death, that's why they're making the hole in the left side, bring out what inside the head from brain, put it inside a jar. The second thing, that making a small hole on the left part of the tummy, bring out what inside the stomach from intestines, kidney and the liver. Put everything inside jar. After purified it and added some prawn salts and some extra material, we have no idea about it. And put everything inside a jar. To see that king was fair king or not, in this case, they bring the mummy of the king. Bring a balance with 2 pieces. Balance, normal balance. To see that king was fair king or not, putting in a court, this court having a lot of gods in this case, to see that king was fair or not. This balance use one of pieces of the balance, a feather. This feather, which is a feather, it's meaning eye. Eye is a feather, but a feather is a something or a symbol of justice. And the other side puts the heart of the king. If the 2 balances are equal, so that king was fair. It's never be equal because I don't know the feather and the king, the heart of the king. So if both are equal, so that king was a fair king. He is going to rule the country once more. But if something is changed or some balance are not unbalanced, so that king was not fair king. He is not going to rule the country once more. In this case, a mythological animal is called the amam, or a lion, that takes the heart of the king, not to rule the country once more. But if he was a fair king, the heart returned back to the body of the king and survived and mummified with neutron salts and other material, wrapped it into linen, and put it inside the sarcophagus to be buried in this burial chamber.
So they only mummified the fair king?
The pharaohs, yeah, only the kings of Egypt, mummification. No other popular people.
That must be one heavy feather.
So this is the story of how they make the mummification of the king. Only the king supposed to be only mummified.
Were there some kings that were not even buried, like in the pyramid?
No, it was buried in the pyramid here, but unfortunately it was stolen away from the pyramid. We're still having some of them. We got it from Luxor, the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens. Now displayed in the Egyptian Museum. So here in this pyramid, every pyramid is differentiated from one inside the other. Because every king is supposed to contain from one pyramid, only one pyramid for every king. And every pyramid took 20 years to be built.
Did he choose his own design before he dies, or
no? Before the choices for the design is, which is, like I said, it's running sun rays, and because it's something imagination for them that he will use it to ascend the sky.
So did he know about what he's gonna get?
Yes, because he want to see the place where he buried later on.
Okay, so